Hello, everybody. All right, so yeah, we're still waiting on my co-host for the evening, Shadowhawk. Uh, we're gonna give him a few minutes before getting started, but of course, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, I do see Goodnight Boone dropped a little message in there. Metal is hosting a UK creation competition. The winners get free art, pass it down. All right. Well, it's fine. Let's see now. Like I said, we're just waiting for Shadowhawk to come in. We'll give him a few minutes here. So we're just again waiting for Shadowhawk to show up. Been trying to reach him. And as of this afternoon, when I dropped in on um, on Rex's stream, he said he was all ready. So he said he'd see me tonight. He even messaged me a little while later that he'd try to be in at like quarter till. I don't know if maybe somehow we got a little if there's a little mix up on the time or not. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I thought, you know, but and then for all I know, because of his schedule and stuff, he may inadvertently fall asleep, and that's why he's not responding now. So, well, as I said, we'll wait a few minutes here before I talk about what we're going to do tonight. Of course, what I can tell you is that we are, we're going to be going over a comic that went on sale from Fox Feature Syndicate back in March of 1940. We're going to be looking at like some of the features we'll be looking at will include, Dynamo, Fox's version of Dynamo, Fox's version of Thor, of course, Blue Beetle, and then depending upon how things go time wise and all that, we'll also be going possibly going over Stardust the Super Wizard and Patio Day as well. So, anyways. Hopefully, I hope everybody's had a good week this week. As I said, it looks like we are coming on the 5 minute mark, and I guess, yeah, all right. So, anyways, all right. So, I guess we'll just get started here in a moment. Once we get to the 5 minute mark, we'll get going right away here. Yeah, all right. So we're at the 5 minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Pull up the material here. So first off, of course, we're gonna go ahead and read through. We're gonna read from Science Comics Volume 1, Issue 4. Um, you know, um, yeah. Alrighty then. So with that, let me see now. All right, so I guess we'll get going here. So I'm gonna start off with and as always, guys, first off, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here we talk about, we focus in on grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So it looks like we're going to get started here. The reading the first story, of course, is going to be Dynamo. We're looking at the Dynamo feature here. Science Comics page 1. Dynamo by Harold Weber. Dynamo, experimenting with his giant atom smasher, is trying to discover the effect the explosion will have on a coil of copper wire. Using his amazing electrical force, he charges the huge smasher. The simple wire that has been in the machine shows no signs of being changed. Nothing has happened to the copper. It appears the same as before. Let me have a look at it. As Dynamo touches the wire, a terrific explosion rocks the laboratory. It changed, all right. The mere presence of electricity activates the molecules. The power in that wire could destroy cities. Wow! Wow! Unseen by the experiment ops, a mysterious figure watches from the shadows. I'll thank you for that wire, Dynamo. I've been waiting for you to produce something that will be useful to me. Dynamo throws a paralyzing beam, but it has no effect on the muffled figure. You know. Interesting that YouTube says you're not live. You may just have to. Well, I know according to my sources, I'm live, but maybe you just need a refresh or something like that. Anyways, continuing on. Continuing on with the I came prepared for that. Your beams cannot pass my neutralizing screen. Now I'll take what I came for and go. As quickly as he came, the stranger disappears. Don't let him get away with that wire. It's too dangerous. I'll take care of that guy. But Dynamo can find no trace of the man. I'll catch him. I'll catch up with him before he starts making use of the wire. Dynamo is not so clever after all. The lone figure reaches a large house where a group of conspirators plot to destroy America. Which was a common theme back in this period of time, of course, even before we got into the war. In fact, that was, again, that's basically what they were trying to do. They were, that's what some of these authors at the time were trying to do. They were trying to motivate America to get into the war, even though most Americans at that time wanted to remain as isolationist. Gentlemen, I have here the answer to our problem. We can destroy the entire coastal fort system without dropping a single bomb. Now is the time to act. The planes are ready. Roaring down the Atlantic coast, the planes speed on their destructive journey. They fly low over the fortresses. Alarmed by the formidable sight, the army fires warning guns. All right, we can lower the wire. We can lower the wire now and charge it with 1,000 volts. Deadly explosive is lowered at the end of an electric wire. The switch is thrown and the fort is blown sky high. Wow, nasty. Flying over with a bomb in tow, no less. The earth rocks as fort after fort is blasted to smithereens. Dynamo charges to the next fort in line of the destroyers on a swift electric bolt. He alights and waits on the turrets. Soon the roaring planes appear. Dynamo rises on a beam. Dynamo leaps on the leading plane. What the? Dynamo is after us. Well, this'll finish him. But the bullet has no effect on the electric man. He enters the plane. Ah, my friend. Now I'll take back my experiments, if you don't mind. As long as you're immune to my electric rays, I'll handle you in a more effective way. Your neutralizing screen doesn't seem to take the shock out of this. Boom! But the fallen man suddenly seizes a heavy wrench. What can your electric powers do about this? Plenty, but this is more fun, of course, because you're going after a man who can shoot out electricity with with something made of metal. Yeah. All he's got to do is run current through that metal, and you're going to get the shock of your life, buddy. What's your chess rating? I have no. Well, I don't play chess, so I guess I don't have a chess rating unless a chess rating is something other than that. Hmm. Dynamo's highly charged hand reaches for the deadly coil. Instantly, the plane burst into raging flames. Dropping in parachutes, the crooks escape the fire. Dynamo dives down after them. Um, they land in a valley between rocky hills. The leader orders his men to hide in a nearby cave. Hmm. We'll we'll blast our way out the other end. Meanwhile, I'll blow up the entrance and keep him out. Boom! Looks like they buried themselves alive. I'll follow the rest of the planes and get at the bottom of this. But with the explosive wire, which they salvaged from the burning plane, the crooks break through the cave. Hmm. He's gone now. At the hideout, Dynamo watches amazed as the men return from the cave. Dynamo sends strong currents of electricity through the walls of the house. Hmm. Now I dare those babies to try to come out of there. As the men touch the door and walls, they are shocked by terrific voltage. What goes on here? Keep away! Keep away from those walls! When Dynamo enters, he finds the men huddled in terror in the middle of the room. Don't move unless you want me to charge that coil you're holding and blow you to bits. Wow! The heroes of the golden age didn't mess around, did they? They were full on, they were full on ready to just take you out if necessary. Hmm. Hide that wire, Charlie. I'm not afraid of this guy. But Dynamo's paralyzing beam halts the advancing thug. The leader, slipping the wire beneath his cloak, tries to back quietly up to the door. Dynamo carries out his threat. He sends a powerful charge of electricity towards the escaping man. Hey, oh boy, look at that. Granted, it's more in silhouette there, but you see all that electrical current all around it. That's got to be a nasty wake up call. Do you think you could beat Rick? I don't know. I don't play chess, so I don't really play chess. Goodnight Spoon. So I doubt if I could beat anybody. I mean, first off, I'm not interested in chess, so you know. Anyways, as we get back to the story here, with a terrific roar, the house becomes a blazing furnace. Whoa. Yeah, the heat generated by electricity can be quite a thing. Now I'll finish my score with you. This will teach you to stay away from live wires. Still here. I'll take this back where it will be safe. Dynamo lifts the dangerous coil, his hand sheltered by an insulated glove. Back at his laboratory, Dynamo again places the wire into the atom smasher along with a piece of platinum. Hmm. Just as I thought, the molecules It have mixed. It is pure gold. Wow. Now we'll donate the golden coil to a science institution. It will buy thousands of dollars worth of equipment. Follow Dynamo's amazing adventures in the next issue. Well, there we go. So there we go with that one. I hope everybody liked that. So that's the first of, you know, possibly up to 5 that we may do tonight. I suppose I should have asked if you were interested first. Yeah, that might have been a smart idea there. Good night, Spoon. But anyways, get ready to move on to the next story, which is in Weird Comics number 2. And I just checked to see if there's any sign of. Nope. All right. So, anyways. All right. So let's get ready to move on to the next story here, which will be Fox's version of Thor in Weird Comics Volume 1, Issue 2. Get to that in a moment here. I hope you guys like the story there. Anyways, let me just. All right, there we go. I'm not qualified to be your chess coach, Goodnight Spoon. I don't even know why you would even. I don't know what even got into your head that I was even into chess. Anyways, all right. So let's get to the next story here. Weird comics. 10 cents May. The cover date being May, of course. The mummy stirred, a gun flashed, and blasted the fiend into eternity. Thor, sorceress of Zoom, the last minute. Smashing through, so the Blue Beetle, Captain Kidd, Green Mask, Dynamo. Let's see, Stardust, Rex Dexter, Spark, Stevens, Yarko, Patty O'Day, The Flame, Sub Saunders. In 5 great books: Wonderworld comics, Fantastic Comics, Mystery Men comics, Science comics, and Weird comics. Thor, God of Thunder. Now, of course, this is not Marvel's version of Thor. This is Fox's version, as we pointed out here. Let's see. Hey, you got to be careful about those anime ads because they can get your channel in trouble due to. Yeah, I know that, Netsuni. Thing is that I was trying to maneuver around their ad block. This site apparently will sometimes get you with a message. We'd appreciate it if you turn off ad blocker when you're on this site. So sometimes with this particular site, what happens is that if I go on just real quick and let it kind of get into the system a bit and then turn it off, or if I go in with ad blocker turned off and then go back and then turn it on after I've done some stuff on the site, then that will usually keep it from popping up, those messages popping up about turning it off. So you look like a chess master. That's what I was basically trying to do. So yeah, I understand. Just a heads up, I don't want your channel banned. Yeah, I don't think right now I have to worry too much about it, just because I don't have. It's not like I have enough people coming in, and plus a lot of times I get that usually done pretty quickly. It's like I thought I had that all settled before I started, but I thought I had all that settled before I started, before I went live, but apparently I didn't. So I was trying to do it right now. Why? Granted, it might have been a good idea to unshare the screen for a moment to take care of that. But yeah, well, back to comics. Yep, back to comics here. So, anyways, now that we're onto this here, Thor: God of Thunder by Wright Lincoln, I believe. By Wright Lincoln. Grant Farrell has been given the powers of the ancient god of thunder, Thor. Now, of course, that's the Norse god of thunder. Just to clarify. In a world of strife, he uses these powers to aid the weak and downtrodden. Hello, Glenda. This is Grant. How would you like to have dinner with me tonight? Sorry, Grant. I'm busy packing. I'm sailing for Europe tomorrow. Europe? Are you crazy? No ship is safe on the ocean with this war. Why are you going? For a vacation, silly. I'm not afraid. In fact, I'm looking forward to the excitement. Yeah, but something tells me she might end up getting more excitement than she bargained for. Ah. Hmm. The next day, Grant boards the same boat. Grant Farrell, what are you doing here? Following me? Yep, I'm going to let you get Yep, I'm not going to let you get blown up alone. Near the end of the voyage, Grant's words come true. The liner hits a mine. Boom! Saved from a watery grave, Glenda and Grant battle the waves in a lifeboat. Soon, a cruiser picks up the boat full of survivors. But the captain of the cruiser is anxious for their safety as they sail through mine infested waters. He speaks to Grant. Don't worry, Captain. Um, think we might make it. Unseen, Grant goes to the prow of the ship and turns into Thor. That's the design of Thor that Fox used there, right there. A lot more simplistic than than Marvel's design. Hurling his magic hammer into the seas, he blows up the hidden mines. Talk about a proactive approach. Flying before the cruiser, Thor clears a safe lane for its passage. At last, they arrive at a small port. Well, Glenda, have you had enough excitement? Look at her face. Look at Glenda's face right there. Wow, that's kind of like she just doesn't seem to be having it. She's almost like miffed. It looks like. Hmm. No, and I don't wish to be protected by you. That night, an air raid turns the little town into a scene of bloody horror. Glenda runs swiftly from the town. In the midst of the raiders, Thor wields his mighty hammer and scatters them. Landing and finding no sign of Glenda, Thor decides to go in search of her as Grant. You again? Won't you leave me alone? I know what I'm doing. She's just not having it. Glenda, you little fool. You're heading straight for the front. You'll be killed. Let me go. I have a reason for going to the front. Grant leaves her he has a better plan. She'll let Thor help her. And there's Thor. Thor, I'm glad you're here. I overheard enemy spies at the port. They're planning a surprise attack on Paris. I must warn the French army. Thor speeds directly to Paris with Glenda. Soon the fearful hum of bombers is heard over the city. Rising into the clouds, Thor attaches a huge chain to his hammer. The magic hammer circles about the enemy planes, binding them together with a heavy chain. Wow, that's quite ingenious. Chain them all up. Chain them all up. Chain them all up. Chain them all up. What's your favorite part of Darude Sandstorm? I don't even know what Darude Sandstorm is there. Good night, Spoon. Anyways, as we continue on here. Dragging the massive wreck. Dragging the massive wrecks, Thor heads for enemy country. Flying over the capital, he drops his deadly burden. Bombs and planes rain down upon the city. Back in France, Grant meets Glenda. Grant, I think I'm ready to go home now. That's fine, but not with me, lady. Let your boyfriend Thor take you home. Oh boy. Well, of all the... Wait a minute. How did you know about Thor? I wonder. Suddenly, Thor appears. On a flashing streak of lightning, he carries Glinda back to America. Several days later, Grant? Hello, it's Glinda. I was just wondering if you'd care to come over for dinner tonight. That is, if you're not too busy. Follow the further adventures of Thor in the next issue. There we go. So there we go with that. I hope you guys liked that story. That was a kind of a fun little story there. Kind of the nice little interplay between Grant and Glenda there. Kind of another situation where much like in the same vein as like Superman, where okay, she's not the girl is not too fond of the guy who appears normal, but the superhero guy is like, oh, she's all in on that. So you see that quite a bit. Of course, I guess that's just comics in general. There, you know, most of them are not. Most of them are not, keen on keen on yeah, so anyways. Alrighty then. Let's see. So we'll get to the next story here in a moment. Alright, so alright, yeah, we just read that. And now we're gonna go to Mystery Men Comics, which I'm sure is probably the story most everybody has been waiting for here. It is the Blue Beetle story, which we'll get to that in a moment here as soon as we grab it. Why like bowling or boxing? I just never. It's not that I don't like. I just have never had a or UFC. Just never got into those things. No, that's all. I wouldn't say I don't like boxing. I have no opinion on boxing. I just never got into it. UFC kind of the same thing. Just never got into it. So, anyways, number 10, May, 10 cents, Mystery Men Comics. There's Blue Beetle on the cover, of course. Suddenly, the Blue Beetle appeared. Was he too late? You had Lieutenant Drake, D-13 secret agent, and Green Mask. And we see the promo page here. In the middle there, Samson. I guess we kind of skipped him there. Mystery Men, The Blue Beetle by Charles Nichols. As we get into this. UFC seems like fighting dirty to me. Alright, so anyways, getting to the article here. A gang of thugs have been raising havoc with the businessmen on Mike Manigan's beat. Suddenly, an explosion rings out. Mike turns and runs for the store. Mike is greeted with a resounding whack on the head. That'll hold you for a while, copper. Ugh! Without warning, the Blue Beetle appears. And this will hold you for a while, Tuffy. Oh! Take care of that rat, Mike. I've got work to do. Golly, it's the Blue Beetle. Outside, the lookout senses trouble. Spike hasn't come out yet. Something's wrong. I'd better scram. As he speeds off, the Blue Beetle jumps onto the rear of the car. I'll just sit tight and he'll lead me to the rest of the gang. The thug stops on a side street and rushes into a dark doorway. The boss is going to be plenty sore about this. What's this? It's the sign of the Blue Beetle. Did you mention my name, mister? Beetle. Or no beetle, you can't stand lead poisoning. Bang! Lead poisoning. Yeah, if a lead bullet goes into you, that will definitely poison your body. Hmm. Engines are based out of England. Hmm. My computer keeps on overheating. I think I'll be in and out of the stream a lot more. Well, I don't know if it's the case that Natsuni, if I can just kind of make a recommendation. I mean, unless it's because your computer is an older computer, but one of the things you might want to try, um, is maybe running your air conditioning in your room there, you know, you know, at least during time. I mean, I don't know if the air conditioning will muffle out the sound of what you're watching. I can get that, but in the times when maybe you're not like having to hear something, or you don't feel like you need to hear something on the computer, that you're just watching or just looking stuff up on the computer, you might want to try, just running your air conditioner or a fan or something like that to try to cool down your room in general. That's just something I sometimes do to keep that from happening. Would you date a wrestler? Would I date like a female wrestler? I probably would if that. Um, yeah, thanks. I mean, again, women, opportunities like that come few and far between for Good Night Spoon. But if whether they be a female wrestler, or a woman in general, if a woman was to take that kind of an interest in me, I wouldn't mind considering, seeing where things go with it. But anyways, getting back to the no problem, Nitsuni. Obviously a female wrestler, unless you have something to. No, I don't. Gosh, bullets don't hurt him. He isn't human. You've had your chance, now it's my turn. Meanwhile, upstairs. Hmm. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, boss? Somebody's shooting in the hall. Spike's due here. Maybe he's in trouble. Look, boss, it's a Blue Beetle. He's after Blackie. Good. Good. He's the one guy I'd like to get out of the way. Come on, boys. After him. Uh-oh, the whole gang is after me. Here goes. The Blue Beetle puts up a terrific fight against heavy odds. Here's one for me and one for Mike. But suddenly a pistol butt finds its mark. This will stop you, Mr. Beetle. All right, boys. Tie him up and put a heavy weight around his neck. Oh boy, let's see what their plans are for our buddy the Blue Beetle here. Hmm. A little later, a car speeds off into the night, carrying the Blue Beetle to his doom. Step on it, Tony. And of course, a friendly reminder to everybody: one, if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, as we continue with the story now, the car stops at the end of a dark wharf on the river. Drag him out, boys. Here's where the Blue Beetle takes a bath. Okay, boss. With a mighty heave, they throw the Blue Beetle far out into the river, heavily weighted so that he will sink to the bottom. What a spot! The river swallows him with a sickening splash. That's the end of the Blue Beetle. Come on, boys. We've got a lot of shaking down to do. At the bottom of the river, the Blue Beetle tries to free himself. Yeah, and he's speaking here, even though he's in underwater. But it would probably been better to say, the more I struggle, the tighter this rope gets around my neck. Gathering all his strength together for one mighty effort, he breaks his hands free. No. This weight of my neck in a hurry. Finally, he bobs to the surface for a much-needed breath of air. Another minute, and my lungs would have burst. Now, to get that gang of hoodlums before they do any more harm. In the meantime, the gang has started its activities again with a vengeance. This is one guy that needs a lesson. Get the bomb ready. Take it easy, no slip-ups. A terrific explosion blows the shop to bits. Bang! That'll teach them the rest. That'll teach the rest of them to pay up. Yeah, we don't fool. Here's another guy that needs a lesson. Look, Spank, the sign of the Blue Beetle. Come on, let's scram. As they approach the shop to set the bomb. Back at the hideout. Boss, quick, the Blue Beetle is after us. You're crazy. The Blue Beetle is dead at the bottom of the river. Suddenly, a weird blue light floods the room, etching etching a blue beetle on the wall. Good gosh, ghost! It can't be. Come on, let's get out of here. It's spooky. Yeah, let's get going. Not so fast, boys. The mobsters shoot at him wildly. Let's see. Bullets don't hurt him. He's not real. He's a ghost. You don't seem to be getting any place with your target practice. You might just as well save your bullets. My suit is bulletproof. But enough of that. Now I'm taking care of all of you. With lightning speed, the blue beetle swings into action. This is just a taste of your own medicine that you've been giving out to your victims. Now I've come to you, the boss of these cutthroats. Don't hurt me. I'll do anything. I've saved a special treat for you and all rats like you. Oh! A one-way ticket to a solid sleep. Ugh! The blue beetle calls the police on his radio phone. Hello, police headquarters? This is a blue beetle. I've got a surprise package for you. Quick, Mike! It's a call from the blue beetle on Loft Street. Hurry! I'll catch him this time, be gory. A few minutes after the blue beetle leaves, Mike arrives. What a mess! The blue beetle sure went to work here. It's the yellow gang, all out cold. In the meantime, Dan Garrett changes back into his police uniform. The blue beetle did enough work for one night. Now to get back and see Mike. Later, yup, done. A minute sooner, and I would have nabbed the blue beetle. Slick as a whistle, but I'll get him yet. Ha ha! Sure you'll get him, Mike. Just keep after him. Blue Beetle strikes again in the next issue. Mystery Men Comics is on sale the 15th of each month. All right, so see where are we at now? We're just past the hour mark, so we're making actually pretty good time here. I think there are legitimate questions. I'm not sure most men would feel comfortable dating a bodybuilder type. Again, that's not gonna bother me too much. We're at hour mark, so we may actually get to all 5 stories tonight. I plan. So, anyways, now we're moving on to. I'm going to move on to the next story here. Let's see. Fantastic Comics will be the next. Let me look at. Alright, so here we go right here. Samson on the cover. Just as the Fiend pulled the switch, Samson strikes. There's Samson right there. And as I said, we're going to look at the Stardust story here. Stardust, the super wizard. And I get down to that particular story. Foot Falcon of the Fourth Dimension. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. There's the Golden Knight. Aquarius. Aquarius. Hank Wilson, Super Spy. The Murder Cloak, which is a tech story. Space Smith. Captain Kidd. Professor Fiend. There we go. Stardust, the space super wizard. Now, before we do get into this story here, let's see. Anyways, I do need to step away from the computer for a moment, so I'll be right back. But while I'm gone, I'm going to put some music on for to entertain you guys while I'm gone. I do need to step away, though. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I see there's been some more comments here. Isn't. Well, I don't think Rick's here, so. Let me check on this. All right, so. All right, so with that being said, here, let's get back to the stories here. So of course, the next one here is Stardust, the Super Wizard. So we'll go ahead and get to that. So, Stardust, the Super Wizard by Fletcher Hanks. Stardust, after breaking up the powerful underworld munitions profiteers and thereby averting a devastating world war on Earth, now turns his attention to Mars. I am Dr. Martin Martinez, who flew from the Earth to Mars in my rocket ship to become warlord of the Martians. Soon I will rule the entire universe by subduing the planets one by one. The Earth, being the nearest, will be my first victim. I have summoned you brainmen of Mars, to decide the speediest means to subdue the Earth. In typical alien design faction, big heads, big eyes, albeit they look more, Earth and Terran here. But by interbreeding poisonous insects, we can produce a race of gigantic bacteria and cover the Earth with millions of disease germs. Suddenly, a blinding flash lights the sky, followed by dense, ominous clouds traveling earthward. What new development is this? I must investigate at once. In the meantime, confusion reigns on Earth. All industry is at a standstill. The skies take on a sickly green haze. The Earth is bombarded with hordes of meteorites laden with millions of disease germs. The people gaze in awe and fear. The authorities are powerless to understand or cope with this new phenomenon. The Martian insects pollute the river. Scientists of Earth, you must combat this menace with new chemicals. Stardust deflects the sun's rays and turns them on the oncoming hordes of poison-laden meteorites. We must follow these formulas just as Stardust has instructed us. Our germicides must be sprayed over every mile of the earth. My plans are working beautifully. The earth people are confused and frightened. The directors now are to work fast before those chemicals become effective. Stardust attacks the Martian labs. These gas bombs will stop you. I'll smash everything in sight. Now to track down the warlord. You cannot escape me, Martinus. I'll overtake your spaceship. That meddlesome Stardust almost got me. Quick, seal all entrances. Stardust has demolished our laboratories and routed our army of microbes. We must fall back on our war machines. Hurry, hurry. So Martinus, you have taken refuge in your death ray repellent headquarters. Well, I can bide my time. While the combined aero forces of the world fight the microbes, every chemical laboratory on Earth is pressed into service. Every means of transportation is rushing chemicals to the front. I dare not venture from our stronghold. Let me think. Stardust is still on watch. You could use our underground passage to the arsenal. Let us work alone. We take Stardust unawares and blast him with our death ray guns. So far, he does not suspect us. You fools! Your death ray guns cannot harm me. Down you go to the crowd below. Wow, look at the brain men right there. They look more like robots. I actually thought they were, humanoid, but I get a closer look at what their bodies actually look like there. And again, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, so we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Well, with that, continuing on here. Now to draw the heat rays from the sun with my concentrator and turn them onto the Martian stronghold and blast it. The Earthmen have conquered the microbes. That's that. Stardust has reduced Dr. Martinus' stronghold to a smoldering ruin, ending forever menace from Mars. Be sure to follow the further thrilling adventures of Stardust in the next issue. All right, so that one's kind of a quickie. That one kind of a nice pace to it. A lot of good action there. And now we'll get to the final story here. How do we get to that? We have one more comment to go through. Let's see if we have anything new there. No. And then. All right. Alrighty then. So. Let me see. So, oh yeah. All right. So let's see. Yeah, we're probably gonna. I'm gonna finish up here with patio day. I'm gonna need to go off the computer and go off camera here for another quick moment. I'll be right back. But I'll put some music on to entertain you guys while I'm gone here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We're gonna do one more story, then we should be done for the night. Let's see. Where Rick just responded to me in Discord. Said he would only consider me. Boy. All right. Anyways. So Wonder World comics right here. That's a nice looking lady right there. Yarko, Spark Stevens, Dr. Fung. Flame. So we're gonna do patio day here since I can get down her particular story. The Yarko the Great. There we go. Now this one of course seems a little cartoony here, as compared to her earlier works. Patio Day, newsreel reporter by Vic Todd. Patty and Ham relax in Miami for a much-needed vacation. Call for Patio Day! Call for Miss O'Day! Here, boy. Uh-oh. Something's gonna happen. What is it, Patty? It's from the boss. Lupe de Vere, the movie star, has disappeared, and we have to cover the story. Let's go. There's no time to change. Our plane. Wait. Our plane's at the dock. At the dock. She was last seen boarding a yacht, and they think she headed toward Havana. Right. Oh. There's the yacht, huh? There's the yacht, Ham. And it looks like they're in trouble. Hey, can we help? No, we're okay. Suddenly, the boat starts. Help! Help! Did you hear that cry? Yes, and I don't like that guy's looks. I don't like that guy's looks. Now for some shots. This looks like the real McCoy. Nose down, pilot. I'll drop onto the boat. Stay clear or I'll shoot. I'll take a chance. Looking for trouble, eh, sister? Take it easy, thug. I'm a newsreel reporter. Who cried for help? You're hearing things. Ham? Yeah, I figured you'd be needing some help. Why, we're only fishing. Sure, you even look fishy. Wise guy, eh? Ham, look out. And look at those. I guess we figured right. Push her down in the cabin. Find him and throw him overboard. Feed the sharks. Ha ha. You won't get away with this, you murderers. Two women on one boat. Why not throw this newsreel dame overboard, too? We can't let her queer that 200 grand ransom money. Okay. He said two women. Maybe the other is Lupe de Vere. Come on, sister. You know too much. What are you gonna do? Take your hands off me. You ape. Over she goes. Over she goes. The sinister dorsal fins of man-eating sharks cut the surface of the water. Patty replaces her camera and holds it in her teeth. Oh, for the breath of fifth air. With the last tremendous effort, Patty frees her hands and feet. Now, if I can only get to the plane. Boss, look. They're getting away. Exhausted, Ham finally reaches the plane. Ham, you're hurt. Try to hang on. Ham, we're flying back for help. They got away. Don't waste any more time. Let's beat it. Get that DeVere dame into the dory, and we'll row to the island. Let's go, beautiful. Unable to hold on any longer, Ham drops back into the sea. Oh, poor Ham. The kidnappers are picking him up. Well, at least he didn't drown. We gotta leave here plenty fast before that Patty dame tips off the cops. My manager will leave the money according to your instructions, but you must not keep me in this awful place. Gee, Lupe DeVere, gosh. Reaching Miami, Patty tells the police, and they race toward the island hideout. Hmm. Anyways, there it is. Take it easy, Patty. They saw us. Use a gun, and the dame here is it shields, then they won't shoot at us. Or use the guy in the dame here as shields, then they won't shoot at us. That's it. Now we can get to the car. Patty slowly works her way to the rear and surprises the gangsters. But the pinky's way high up. Put the pinkies way high up. Up high, children. Patty! My dear, you were colossal. Great work, Patty. These guys will get life. But Ham, you were badly hurt. Ah, shucks. That was only a scratch. Come on, boys. Smile pretty. Follow the adventures of Patty O'Day in the next issue. Wonder World Comics is on sale the 28th of every month. Alrighty then, so there we go with that. So we're done with the stories that we're going to read tonight. Making good time here, an hour and a half. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. We'll probably be oops, I was messaging the wrong person. Ignore everything I said. I was focusing on reading the stories anyways there. Good night, Spoon. So anyways, all right. So with that, yeah, hopefully I'll find out what happened with Shadowhawk. My guess is he was just so tired after doing Rex's stream. I guess he ended up falling asleep or something. But that's sometimes what happens with him, though. Apparently, so. But with that being said, so now what we're going to do, of course, we're going to move on to with today being Friday, August the 23rd. 2023, or 2024 rather, we're going to take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. So first off, we're going to head back 15 years ago today. As on this date, 15 years ago today, as soon as I pull it up. Oops, wrong thing. Wrong button, Mikey. All right, so on this date, 15 years ago today, back in 2009, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event. From the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. Let's take a look at the results from that night. As the main event of that night saw CM Punk defeat Jeff Hardy in a tables, ladders, and chairs match to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton defeated John Cena to retain the WWE Championship. Christian Cage defeated William Regal to retain the ECW Championship. Triple H and Shawn Michaels as DX defeated the legacy duo of Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes. Kane defeated the Great Khali. Jericho retained the WWE Unified Tag Team Championships over Crime Time. And Rey Mysterio, to open up the show, Rey Mysterio retained the Intercontinental title over Dolph Ziggler. So 15 years ago today, WWE held its SummerSlam event in the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. So now moving on to the next piece of niche history here. Moving on to 10 years ago today. Let's see, on this date, 10 years ago today, as soon as I pull that up. The first in the new franchise of Initial D movies premiered on this date 10 years ago today. So, Senzigin and Leiden Films' new Initial D1, The Awakening, or Legend 1, The Awakening, premiered on this date in 2014. So 10 years ago today, the new Initial D movie series started up with the first movie, Legend 1 Awakening, premiering on this date 10 years ago today from Senzigin and Leiden Films. So with that, moving on to the next piece of niche history. We ready to move ahead to the next piece of niche history. Moving ahead to 2019. Oops, wrong button there. On this date in 2019, I believe, which was of course 5 years ago today. On this date, 5 years ago today. Amazon Studios, in association with Brown Bag Films, the Stinky and Dirty Show would complete its run on Amazon Prime Video on this date back in 2019. So 5 years ago today, Amazon Studios, Brown Bag Films, the Stinky and Dirty Show would come to a conclusion on Amazon Prime Video. With that, moving ahead now to final piece of niche history. On this date 1 year ago today, on this date 1 year ago today, 2023. The first issue of Immortal Thor from Marvel went on sale on this date 1 year ago today. The two stories being All Weather Turns to Storm and GODS, both Thor stories. On this date 1 year ago today, the first issue of Immortal Thor went on sale on newsstands on this date back in 2023. Sold for $6.99 and was 56 pages. So with that, I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. I hope everybody got a lot of. I'm sorry I didn't have a co-host. And even as I got confirmation, even as recent as this afternoon and just before the show that he would be here. So I don't know if maybe he just something happened or if maybe he just decided to lie down, just went to sleep. I know that sometimes happens with him. But with that, hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be back on Sunday with our panel show. Next week, of course, I'll have RJ on. I think we'll be looking over comics that went on sale from Hillman Comics. So, but with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. Bye.